Where somebody
mainstream.
could all pick you up and look like, oh, that's Todd.
Yeah, that's Todd. Yeah. Well, you know, your friends like, man, we seen you. Oh, he did a lot.
No. That's not what I mean. Okay, and Manny could probably talk to this too.
Uh-huh.
In this market, we get kind of abused. We're like the stepchildren of LA and New York.
Yeah. Right. I could see that.
So what happens is a lot of people in this market are gonna work on, no shade, but the CW, the OWN, BET.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So when y'all say the first TV role mainstream, are you just talking about on TV, any TV, or
I got you.
on like you could turn on NBC and see it, or you could turn on HBO. What do you mean?
Okay. Now you kind of I see where you're going. Okay, now it's a difference. See, now I'm getting educated now, right? No, see, I'm with you. So now I'm getting educated. So let's say let's say the NBC side or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I know
you're
you're
talking about like
the big side. Let's say that.
So I will say I've only worked a network television show once.
Okay.
Is that MacGyver?
That was MacGyver.
Okay.
That was MacGyver. And the funny thing is, the director on that show, and his name escapes me.
Yeah. Okay.
Good dude. He seemed to like me. So he was like, every time we did a scene, he'd be like, oh, no. Put Todd right in the center, because this shot is gonna focus here. So I was, I think I shot with them for like 3 or 4 days. Right. Nice little check. Day. Because they pay you by the day.
You gotta get it.
And I had several scenes I was in with lines. So I don't know if y'all know Justin Hires. I don't think he's from Atlanta, but he's lived in Atlanta. He's a comedian. He's doing his little rap thing now, but he's a series regular on the show. He's the only black dude on the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
One day, he comes to my trailer, and he said, what's up, man? I said, what's up? He said, so, and he kind of scratched it. He said, so they letting you talk? Now, isolated,
right.
I would be confused, like, what do you mean?
Of course.
But I was experienced enough at that point to understand that meant to him that that's not normal.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah, that was definitely
so I had
implied
all these
right
scenes. Once the show came on, I was cut almost completely out. I think I ended up in 2 scenes of the final cut that showed up on TV.
Yeah.
So, I was on the show, but
it's a lot.
Nah, that works, right?
Yeah.
Politics as usual.
I mean, yeah, it's politics, but I don't really understand that whole thing. That didn't make sense to me, and it still doesn't.
Because you talked about this years ago. You say we've all been on set with an actor from another place, and they realize that they are getting their asses handed to them in the scene, and that you have the capacity beyond what they have, and then they start to realize that if the word gets out that these actors from this particular area are doing great, then they won't start messing with them.
What? Okay. Yes. But again, like I said, there's a pecking order.
Oh, yeah, always.
So everybody in this room is in this room for every podcast. I ain't no threat to nobody in this room. Right. I don't care, how good I look on camera, how good my voice sounds. It's just like that. If you're a series regular on the show and I'm just here for 3 days, and you got a contract that say you're gonna be in 20 episodes and you're making $50,000 an episode, how am I a threat to you?
Exactly.
So I don't know that was it. I don't know. I'll say that.
Right.
Like they say, we ain't in the room.
You don't know what's going on.
I'm not in the room where it happens. I want to be in the room where it happens.
When it happens, of course.
So I'm not in that room, so I don't really know. Now, I've been on smaller stuff where I did feel like some of the actors were looking like,
Right.
We feel it. You know,
with their mouth to the side, like,
Yeah, you already know the envy and the jealousy.
Come to you off tops because they know you're not from LA. Because they'll ask you, so you from LA?
Yeah.
And then when you say no, they'll start like telling you stuff like as if you don't know what you're doing. Like, okay, so you know we're gonna stand over here, right?
Right. All of a sudden,
Like,
you're the great teacher.
I've been doing this for 25 years.
I'm experienced enough,
And you don't say that, but I don't say that. I just kind of go, okay.
Right, yeah, because you know who you are.
Right.
There's no need to,
Yeah,
to give
like,
any type of opposition.
If I was 30, I might clap back, say something crazy. No offense to you, but
I tell you what.
I tell you what, homie.
I wasn't as mature as I am now. I wouldn't say something
In all
crazy.
honesty, this actually happened to me. It was a big indie project.
Okay.
So they called me in. It's a couple of days. So as y'all taught me, go in, bring it. Ad lib, all right, cool. So now the next day, I had a small scene. Next thing you know, they start writing in scenes for me. So went from 1 day to 4 days.
Okay.
And the dude and everybody else was complaining about getting rewrites, and I just kept showing up and doing what I was supposed to do. And I started noticing everybody's like, "Where are you from? Where are you from?" They all of a sudden it mattered where I was from.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm sorry.
Definitely.
All right.
Definitely. Well, bringing it has its benefits. I was just, and I talked to you while I was there. I was just in the bubble doing a show over at Tyler Perry Studios. First class, everything.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, off the charts. But there was this kid, so they put us in. We lived in these houses, man. Like these huge houses, like
On the set.
on the set. Like the house was probably 7,000 square feet.
Good grief.
2 of us in the house. So the dude I was in the house with, he was from New York.
Gotcha.
So this is an episodic. So he was supposed to be there for 2 days. Right? By the time he finished shooting the first day, they added scenes from. Now he ended up in several episodes, and he's probably gonna end up being a series regular.
That's how it's supposed to be.
So
Right.
Always be professional. So
Yeah.
I just think it's important to. You can always see who actually has training, who doesn't.
right. He clearly had training. It made some of the series regulars uncomfortable though. Because I would be like, we'd be on set, and sometimes I watch the monitor, and he would do something. He wouldn't deviate from his lines, but he would create action around his lines, and the people in the scene with him would be like, okay, what just happened? And they wouldn't just go, and he was bringing it.
You know what it is? It's like playing sports. Playbooks here, you playing quarterback, but then you start doing this and taking off. It's not wrong what he's doing. It's just I've never.
Yeah. And we used to talk about that. I said, look, I play receiver, but you got to play, but it ain't like practice. In practice, you get to run your route, and but in the game, I might be playing
Very
against
different.
a 4 or 5 star corner who ain't gonna let me do what I want to do. I still gotta do it, but I gotta figure out another way to get to it.
Right.
In the same timing, right? So, and that's what we do as actors. Because I don't know what kind of energy you're going to bring versus what kind of energy you're going to bring. So I got to be flexible, and I got to be able to still do what I need to do in the context of the play itself.
So how has it been working on set, pretty much in the bubble?
Man.
As far as protocol.
So this was a Tyler Perry production, although it was unique in that this was one of the few I don't know if he's ever done it, Tyler Perry productions where he was just on there as a producer. He didn't write it. He didn't direct any of them. He showed up. I saw him one day.
Right.
And he was in the house across the street from mine. I didn't even see him on set. I just saw him come out the house one morning. I was going to breakfast. I was walking to breakfast. I saw him come out, stand on the front porch yawn. But it was crazy because the way they did it was they had like different directors. So I don't know if you're familiar with Tyler Perry Productions, but they'll shoot a whole season of a television show in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh,
They ain't playing.
Yeah.
Contrast that.
okay.
When I shot MacGyver, we shot. It took us a week and a half. It took them a week and a half to shoot one episode.
Yeah.
working.
So we
Right.
shot 8 episodes in. We shot 8 episodes in 9 days.
That's a lot.
Oh, they was going hard.
Oh yeah.
So
That's a
Soap
lot.
opera style.
Yeah.
right, so
Yeah, that's a lot.
exactly. And I've never worked on a soap opera, but that's what a lot of people were saying.
Okay.
But it was fast paced. It was like I said, everything was first class. You go on the set, they got a car, they got a vehicle waiting outside your door to pick you up. So if you're supposed to be up on set at 3:45, I look out the window, it's 3:30. Vehicle out there.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's
Just
time
for
to
me.
go.
Right.
Right,
for me.
right.
For you.
It's time to go.
Just for me. Yeah.
And on a set like that, don't be the reason
Well,
why y'all behind.
right. I mean, yeah. And how can you be late when the vehicle is out there waiting for you?
Right. No excuses.
Yeah. And every day you had to go get your temperature checked. Every 4th day we had to take COVID tests.
Gotcha.
They had the dinner tent was 50 yards away from my house. Walk like in this big field in the middle. At night after we wrapped, they had all these food trucks out there and a liquor truck.
We took care of them.
Right.
What?
Took care.
It was like, and I'm older, but it was like, it felt like my college days out there, because there was a lot of young people out there, like your age and under.
Yeah.
So the first week it was warm. So after wrap, the food trucks and the liquor truck, it was a party out there.
Right. Of course.
And it was a lot of young people.
Yeah.
So, they running around, the girls running, grabbing they music playing.
Right,
It was like,
right.
okay. So I'm out there like, okay,
I like this.
I'm gonna head on to the house. It made me feel old.
Right.
It
Nah,
made me feel old.
you're never old. You're
Hey,
never
man,
old.
I get
It made me
because
feel old.
I hung around. It was like, had a cousin, he was like 18, 19, and I had to kind of be around him.
Oh, man.
And I just sat there and listened and talking, I was just like,
I don't get it.
oh my God. She
Yeah.
just kept.
I don't get it.
Very different.
I don't get it.
But it looked, and I've heard about, because I was speaking with a great brother of mine yesterday about that, telling him, where it was, and basically the size of it. Now is it, now correct me if I'm wrong, is it bigger than the ones in LA, or for size wise, or?
Well, studios in LA are different. So studios in LA are, like, you go on a studio lot in LA, it's usually comprised of a whole bunch of sound stages.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's just one sound stage next to another one, next to another one, next to another. So it just looks like a bunch of warehouses.
Right,
And they
okay,
create
okay.
the world inside of that.
Inside of, okay.
This is Fort McPherson. It's a previously a military base, and it's, I don't know, a couple of 100 acres. I don't know how many, but it's big. So on that, there's only 12 sound stages.
Okay.
All the sound stages are over here. So they have, but what Tyler Perry does, I don't know if you ever went to the other lot on Greenbrier.
Yeah.